Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Warumya, back with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Mahara Kakwadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. And shalom to you, Akim and Akwaf, that believe and have faith in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai in these last days. It's another lesson just going into the end times, man. We're living in perilous times, man. You're going to see it for yourself, man. As you see on the headlines, the head of the Bank of International Settlements admitted CBDC control agenda, man. And we know the CBDs are heading to the MOTB, which is the mark in Revelations 13, 16 through 18. So let's get into it.
The head of the Bank of International Settlements, which is the central bank of all central banks, has admitted on video that the goal of global central bank digital currencies is for surveillance and control. Let's take a look.
For example, in cash, we don't know, for example, who's using a $100 bill today. We don't know who is using a 1,000 peso bill today. A key difference with the CBDC is that central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of that expression of central bank liability. And also, we will have the technology to enforce that.
They will frame this as a security issue so that we can limit the funds to terrorists. But the issue is that the definition of terrorists are quickly and rapidly changing. What happens when it's an act of terrorism to simply want to buy a beef burger, to eat a delicious juicy steak? Or what happens when funds are taken from your account or your whole account is frozen in general simply because you left the lights on or because you watched a little bit too much TV or you say something that goes against the general narrative? They're looking to surveil and they're looking to control. They're trying to force compliance. The future belongs to the adaptable. The time is now.
And all of it's gearing up, man, because every nation has agreed to these CBDCs, which is going to lead to the MOTB, man, which basically it is the MOTB. They're just trying to form it in another name to get people thrown off and not knowing exactly what's coming. Let's get into this video. It's going to explain it.
Have to achieve the SDGs in 10 years. I'm going to talk about that, but with a quick introduction to the Development Cash Alliance. We're hosted by the United Nations, and we are an alliance of governments and companies and international organizations that are each committed, each has to commit before they join the alliance to moving away from cash to some form of digital option. We've got to solve this problem, and we have to solve it because we care about achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Did you know that every single government in the world has committed to these? Every single government to agree to these. The government of Norway, the government of Australia, the government of Ethiopia, the government of Rwanda. And the timeline is 10 years from now. We have to achieve the...
And see, they told you it's 10 years from now. Esau always speak a way off, like it's a long, from long time from now, man. To get people thrown off to not know that they got this shit set up right now. And she said every nation, every country on the globe is signed on to this, man. So there's no escaping, well, I ain't going to do it, I'm not going to do it. No, everyone is going to be forced and be tempted by the MOTB, man, which is that small grain of rice, that RFID chip. And you're going to know when it comes in and comes into play, man, when it's implemented. You're going to know, man. That's going to send shockwaves throughout the world, man, because of people. Some people are going to comply and some people are not. And what side are you going to be on? And check this out. This is an example of what they do to these countries if they don't comply, man. So that's why she said all the nations have complied to this.
What we are seeing in Sri Lanka is system failure, and that is nothing to celebrate. There is no victory in system failure. In fact, it is what these tyrants are counting on. It's part of the plan, and it's been their business model for decades. As simple as the mafia movies on TV. The World Bank and the IMF strong-arm world leaders into accepting loans that are designed to bankrupt the nation. while the CIA acts as management, secretly administering to the overthrow of national sovereignty and the looting of the nation's wealth. This international mafia organization has been doing it like this for years because it always works. They know that once the people become a hungry, angry mob, they can be controlled like animals. And this reactive behavior is exactly what these globalist crooks are counting on. It's why they are destroying the world's economies and creating a food crisis. So the answer is to become proactive. And that is exactly what the Dutch are now showing us. How the people of the world can achieve victory against the tyrants of the New World Order. The prolific farmers of the Netherlands are the second biggest food exporters in the world, and they know that the World Economic Forum is planning on buying up their land and cutting off the food supply for billions of people. And they also know that the people united are an unstoppable force, and so they united against tyranny and peacefully, with unstoppable strength, shut down the system. The shelves in many stores are now empty, but it's on their terms, and the people now have the upper hand, as it should be, and could be everywhere if we want it. The New World Order's plan is for all nations to collapse, which tells us that we must not wait until system failure. We must act now. Many people all over the world are now starting to rise up together with the Dutch farmers. Rising up, not as a reactive, hungry, angry mob, but as a righteous people, united in a love for humanity. Society is made up of we the people, and we must now peacefully take control of it. This is the path to victory, and time is quickly running out. The lockdowns are coming back.
The pandemic isn't over. As we've said,
I don't want him to say nothing, man. So I'm gonna end it right there.
What we are seeing in Sri Lanka is system failure.
You got the gist of it, man. You know, I don't want him to say nothing to get the video taken down because I need to get this information out there. They're not the people cannot go against these different governments, man. They are in control. They control the food. They control the money. So the people are at the mercy of these elite. So there's nothing he can do, get the upper hand and come against them. And the farmers don't want to do. They can spray anything over your farm and lose all your crops, man. But that's the mindset of Esau. He think he has a way out, and there's no way out, man. This is a dead end road, man. The only ones who's going to make it out of here in the midst of this all hell breaking loose is only the elect. And that's why we wanted our people that the elect are only the ones that are going to get out of this. And they're going to cover every aspect of this lockdown, man. Everything is going to be clamped. And they're going to use, as you see, New York police will use drones to monitor backyard parties this weekend. What she saying? Spurling. I don't know what she said. Sparing concerns. I don't know what she was going into behind her head. But I mean, it don't really even matter. And Esau uses these things to get to see if it's ready to go, man. He tests things out to see if it's ready, because also they're going to use these drones to monitor the people, man, to see who was sick and who was not. I don't know if you probably remember during the last clampdown, they had went and used drones to cover the areas to see who, you know, with a thermal nuclear, not nuclear, thermal, damn, what they call this shit. They can check your vitals and see how hot you was, and I forgot what they call that, man. It was a thermal technology. They can tell what your temperature was. I know these people have seen them over in China and shit, man. But for the most part, that's what it is, man. They're going to use these drones to cover every aspect of your neighborhood, your town, your county, your city. They're going to use these drones, man, so they won't have to use so much foot power, man. Let's get into this.
News for Labor Day weekend. New York City is going to use police drones to start to monitor backyard barbecues and parties. Just casually checking up, you know? If you think this isn't a big deal, think again. We do not have a constitutional right to privacy. Instead, we have a constitutional right against unreasonable searches and seizures. It's up to the public to decide what is reasonable. And if we just sit back and allow this to happen because nobody's paying attention over Labor Day, it's going to start to become reasonable and it's going to be used for nefarious purposes. Pause and read. This year alone, the government has used it 124 times compared to 4 times in all of last year. These types of searches would be illegal if they were conducted by a human. But the problem is, there is a human behind the screen reviewing the footage. I'm a former lobbyist. The way our government works is they pass laws and they make changes while no one's paying attention. And then when we complain, they say, well, where were you when this was all happening?
So yeah, they're gonna use those drones, man, to cover these towns, man. And they said they used it 124 times. That was just probably shit, just test runs, man. They didn't use it probably, well, I'm pretty sure more than that. And now that these things are coming out, they're going to clamp down this internet. They're going to clamp down the internet, man. And this truth is going out, man. And whoever hears it, hears it. Whoever you hear it or forbear it, man. Believe it or not, these things are coming to pass right before our eyes, man. We are truly living in the last days. And I ain't gonna say the days now, man. We living in the last seconds, man, because the Lord done turned the dial up on the time, man. Let's get this.
New global internet censorship began today. This was August the 7th. Google's new global censorship tool was introduced today at 9:10 a.m. via an email press release. Instead of global internet censorship, Google calls it fact check tools. Its purpose is to eliminate dissent on any topic Google selects. Their partners are the United Nations and the World Health Organization. Plus 71 pages of other partners are listed in the fine print on this website. Google's algorithms are designed to delete websites that criticize topics such as COVID-19 statistics, the World Bank, the FBI's crime statistics, Farm GKB, a one-world global government. Other topics include global warming statistics provided by the IPCC, and many others. The algorithms are Google's last-ditch attempt to control the internet before people worldwide can no longer access it. The goal is to have one point of view. Google calls it data commons. All data supports one global government under the United Nations banner. Google has the only say on what news gets read or blocked from the internet. And this helps with the new social credit score system that is coming.
And this, I want to say this first. This is fair use, fair use. This information that she's bringing out is just for educational purposes, not a fact or going to happen. Just basically just for educational purposes only. So we just can learn from these things and see what's going on in the world for the most part. But back to the lesson. As you see, man, they're going to clamp this down, man. This truth that you get and receive every day, and if you're not grounded in the faith of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're not going to make it, man. And that's just simple and plain, because the more and more information is coming out on all the last plans that's coming to pass, man. This information is going out daily. They're gonna clamp this thing down, man. So they're gonna take this truth off the internet, and you brothers and sisters that believe and have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, get as much as you possibly can, man. So your faith will be built up to understand that the Yahweh Shem Yahushua is on his way, man. And we have nothing to fear but to continue to push this truth, man, and believe and have faith. This is 2 Timothy 3:1. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come," man. And we're warning you of these perilous times, man. And let's get this word perilous in a quick Google definition, man. It says full of danger or risk. That's what we're headed into, man. Full of danger and risk. We can't explain to you what's going to happen. We can just show you different events and different legislations and different scenarios that might happen. You know what I'm saying? From the movies, from the articles, from the videos people post. But we know that these things are coming because if the information is out there, no one can deny what none of these videos said that was going to come or is happening. No one can deny that. And if they do deny it, that's because the Lord blinded them for them to be destroyed, man, for their judgment. Because like a brother posted the other day, it's like his cousin. I forgot the Akim name. That his cousin or brother-in-law, somebody didn't believe. The Lord didn't want everybody to get it. Even in my family, man, everybody ain't gonna get it. But the thing is, you got it, and the Lord wanted you to have it. He wanted you to believe, because your blessing is going to be on a higher scale than anyone that didn't believe. This is 2 Peter 3:3. It says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, ones that don't believe, man, ones thinking they know everything, ones that think Babylon the Great is going to always be here. It'll never end. That's their judgment, man. The Lord gave them a reprobate mind to think nothing was going to happen, man. It says, walking after their own lust and saying, where is the promise of his coming? See that they mocking us and saying, where the Lord at then, man? You said it's going to come. Where the Lord at? They're walking after their own lust, man. Because the Lord, through the Spirit, we know the Lord is on his way, man. We know the Lord is on the way. He at the doorstep, man. All we got to do is hold fast to the word that we receive, man. It says, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? See that? They scoffing. When somebody say that ain't going to happen or this ain't going to happen, they don't believe that the Lord is going to return. That's ultimately what they're saying. Oh, Yahweh Shai ain't coming. It's a promise the Lord said he was going to return, man. That was a promise made to us, man. It says, for since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. Everything is continuing like they don't think nothing's ever going to happen, man. It says, for this they willingly are ignorant of. See that? They are willingly ignorant of it. Because we don't bring out the lessons, bring out the truth. We do lessons pretty much every day on the highways and byways. These people are ignorant of what the Lord has set up, man. Because the Lord had them set for destruction, man. And that's just plain as I can possibly put it. It says that by the word of power, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. See that back then, before the Lord destroyed the earth with water, they didn't believe Noah. They didn't believe Noah that these things were coming to pass. So the Lord had to physically show them. And that's what he's going to do now. He's going to physically show these people it's going to be destroyed by fire. And it's going to say that. Verse 7, it says, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word kept in store, reserved unto fire. See that? The same word that Noah spoke, the same words that we speaking. The judgment is coming. And this time it's coming by fire. This place is reserved for fire, man. Against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. See that? They're reserved for the judgment of the Lord, man. The Lord has set them up to be judged, man. Because they ultimately put the Lord on the cross to be judged, man. 2/3 of our people did. You blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, man. Verse 7 again. I'm going to read this one more time. Let's get in another translation just to make it even plainer. New Living Translation. It says, and by the same word, the word that we speak in this word, the present heavens and earth have been stored up for fire. See that? Everything we done went through in our lives and our past lives after the flood has been stored up for this fire, man. The judgment of the Lord, man. The return of our Lord. Everything has been set up for one moment. It says they are being kept for the day of judgment. See that? These people are kept for the day of judgment. If you don't get it, man, you're kept for the day of judgment, man. When ungodly people will be destroyed. These people are finna be destroyed, man. And that's why the Lord make this word so precious, man, that we can only see it. We can only see this, man, that you believe. You the only one can see it, man. Good News Translation says, but the heavens and the earth that now exist are being preserved by the same command of power. See that? The Lord is preserving these people for his fire in order to be destroyed by fire. See that? The Lord is preserving these people just for the fire. It says they are being kept for the day when godless people will be judged and destroyed. Man, you can't get no plainer than that, man. If you don't believe in this truth, the Lord have you set up for fire to be destroyed, man. And they ain't gonna tell you that, though. Man, the churches, man, far from the truth, man. They think the Lord coming back hugging people and shit, man. We clearly see the Lord is reserving people for fire. This is Hebrews 1, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, Power, who at sundry times and diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets. See that? So in the times past, the Lord spoke to the men of the Lord spoke to the people. You know what I'm saying? By Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, man, spoke the word to the people, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua. Now, as we do, now as you do, it says, "Have in these last days spoken unto us by His Son." The Lord is speaking through the prophets to bring out to the people. And prophet just means to say before. You don't have to have a huge following to be a prophet. You don't have to have 50, 200 members to be a prophet. No, you have to be preaching the right doctrine to preach to the people what is coming before it comes, man. This is not a thing that you get up on a pedestal and people look down on people. No, it ain't like that, man. It's about having the correct doctrine, preaching the correct way, and telling the people exactly what's going to come, man, and not sugarcoating it, man. The Lord ain't sugarcoating for these videos and stuff. Everything you ain't gonna see that's gonna be meat to eat. So you gotta eat the meat and throw out the bones. See what I'm saying? But when you know the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, He put it on you. You can decipher what's right and what's wrong, man. And we see that these things are coming to pass right before our eyes, man. That lady said every nation has basically given themselves to this MOTB, man. Every nation on the earth, man, is pretty much giving themselves to the MOTB, man. They take that chip. All the nations. There's no way out of this. And the Lord set it up for it to be a dead-end road, man. So you only can lean on Him and nothing else and nobody else. The Lord gave us a dead-end road. Are you gonna have faith in me and believe, or are you gonna suffer the wrath of my right hand? And that's Yahweh Shai, man. Verse 2, it says, hath in these last days spoken unto us by His Son, whom He hath appointed heir of all things. See that He spoke to us, man. By whom also He made the worlds. Yahweh Shai speak to His men, the prophets, and we speak to the people, man. To do the work, man. Continue to do the work, man. You don't have to have a big following. So you can tell 2 or 3 people, man. You can tell your partners. If you have, they believe and understand, then they can come in and do the same thing you do, man. So don't never think, well, shit, this guy got more people listening to him, or this guy more people listening to him. It ain't about that, man. As long as that man is a prophet speaking the true, correct doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it don't matter how many people follow you, man. It don't matter. So many people listening to you, shit. A lot of them their faith gonna be weak, man. A lot of people faith is gonna be weak, and that's why we, you do these videos to build up your faith, man. Because you're gonna see a lot of shit, man. These next, I can't say when it's gonna happen, but you're gonna see a lot of shit coming in the past, man. Here very soon, man. Here very, very soon, man. A lot of wild shit. You're gonna be like, God damn, man. Long as that didn't happen to me, you know what I'm saying? Lord willing, it don't happen to me. Because our faith has truly got to be built up, man. And understand, man, this is it. This is the dead end road, man. This is 1 John 2:15. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. And that's the mindset we have to be. We got to take our mindset off this world, man. Your job, your house. Shit, even the people that don't believe, man. Your old lady don't believe, man. Well, shit, man. Man, good knowing you, man. I'll see you in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Our faith has to be built up like that, man. Because the Lord said, love not the world nor the things in it. We're not going to take anything out of this world, man. You're not going to take no money out of this world. You're not going to take your house out of this, your car, your necklace, your house. your business. None of this is coming out of this world, man. This world is going to be destroyed, man. This place is going to be utterly wasted, man. This shit is missile food, man. Everything the Lord gave you here is going to be missile food. You're not going to even be able to take this flesh out of this world, man. Your flesh is not going to be able to come out of this world, man. So the Lord telling you, love none of these things, man. Get in your mindset, man. Believing and having faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. That's the mindset we have to be in. Because this flesh is not going to leave. So what your shit you have that you believe and you grown to know, your dog, he ain't making it. But the thing is, man, the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua gave you this truth so you can get it, man. For you to make it out, man. So all the things you accumulate and you have, your mindset has to start to change. Understand this is over with. You have to understand this is over with, man. And we're going to get something way better than this world could ever give to us, man. In verse 16, he says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life. See that? The pride of life. Your pride that these people, they love to go to the club. They love to get their hair done, their nails done, get a haircut, go to the club. That's over with, man. That mindset is shit. For me, it's been going a long time. But for someone that's just not coming in this truth, you have to explain to us, man. You got to come out of this world, man. You got to come out of this place spiritually. Because the pride of life is going to be destroyed, man. And a lot of people are crying about the pride that they used to have in their country, man. It says, is not of the Father, but of the world. See that? The pride of life is not of the Father. It's of the world, man. We seeking the new heavens and the new earth when dwelling righteousness, man. 17, it says, and the world passeth away. That's what's going to happen. This world is passing away right before our eyes, man. This is the end, man. That's why Esau's in a rush to do everything he possibly can to get his stuff established. And you know what I'm talking about. Before the Lord comes down and brings a judgment on him. He's trying to get everything established first before the judgment comes. He said, and the world passeth away and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of power abideth forever, man. See that? You doing the will of the Lord, you're going to abide forever. Your kingdom of heaven is already prepared, man. The kingdom of heaven is already prepared, man. And it's within you. The Lord put the Spirit on us to understand, man, this is it. He put the Spirit on us for us to understand this is it. Get prepared. Get prepared. Get prepared. This is it. This is Mark 13. And I'm going to start at verse 22. Just get the points. 22 and 23 says, For false Hamashiachs and false prophets shall rise, and shall show signs and wonders to seduce, not seduce. Just get it, man. I ain't perfect. I ain't gonna lie.
Seduce.
I thought, I just through the Spirit, I just going fast, man. I need to slow down, man. Because I know that was right, but I had to, let's get the definition of it. Entice someone into sexual activity, attract to a belief, or into a course of action that is inadvisable or false or foolhardy. So that was a spirit, man. Let me read that again, man. It says false Hamashiachs and false prophets shall rise and shall show signs and wonders to seduce. And now we see to attract you out of the way of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. So you got pastors, you have Israelite groups that don't call on the name of the Lord, that teach false doctrine for you to believe and think that the Lord is going to save everybody, that tell you that the MOTB is not the chip. Those are people that's going to seduce you out of the way of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to be destroyed, man. And if it were possible, even the elect, man. So you in these groups and you window shopping, as apostles always say, you window shopping and trying to see what IUIC say, or ISUPK say, or see what Sakari pretty much teaches the same doctrine as Great Millstone, but they go off on a couple of things. But what GOCC, if you window shopping and say they teach this, they teach that, this is the time to stand on the word, man. You know what I'm saying? It's Nate, he might go into something that he sounds a little more better than what you might hear the apostles say, or GOC say something different from what the apostle Great Millstone. When I say apostles, I mean Great Millstone say. It ain't that, man. Because the way, I'll speak for myself. When I heard, I listened to GOCC, I listened to IUIC, and they gave you a church-friendly doctrine, man. They gave a church-friendly, well, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of easy on the ears, man. And being a man, you know what I'm saying? A weak spirit, you can sense weak spirits, man. And I played football. My daddy was always hard on me. My mother was hard on me. So when somebody speaks with I say a beta spirit, man, it kind of it pushes me away. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always been you know what I'm saying, been pretty much rough. You know what I'm saying? Just growing up, you know, coaches hollering at you and shit. You know what I'm saying? Your daddy always fussing at you and shit. That's how I grew up, man. Grew up in the hood. But for the most part, when the apostles broke down things and it was masculine, you know what I'm saying? You just felt the power in it. And then, not only that though, the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. When I heard them say that, I said that was it, man, from the get-go. When I heard that, boom, that was it. I said, that's it. And I wasn't even in the scriptures like that. But when I heard that name, I knew it wasn't Jesus. I knew it wasn't a higher. But when I heard them say Yahushua, I knew that. Instantly, I knew that was it. But to make a long story short, it's not the time to window shop, man. Because you're going to have these false prophets going to lead you into destruction. GOCC and IUIC, they ain't bringing out they ain't showing you the signs of the time. Well, they flying over different countries and trying to teach them over in Africa and everywhere. They're trying to teach them this truth, man. The destruction is coming to Babylon the Great, man. And so many people lost right here. Our people are lost here. That there might be the elect. And then all of that, though, they teach that everybody can make it. Everybody is not going to make it, man. That's that world-friendly doctrine, man. But that Great Millstone doctrine is clean cut, man. It's straight to the point. If you don't believe it, you're going to be left out there, man. And through the Spirit, you know that's got to be right. Because if it was so easy to get to the Lord, then everybody would turn to him, man. Everybody would turn, man. And the last thing, the reason why I chose to follow Great Millstone is because they wasn't tied to Esau at all. Meaning that 50C3, they ain't tied to him at all, man. It's not about money, man. It's about getting out of here, man. 22 again, it says, for false Christs and false prophets shall rise and shall show signs and wonders to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect. So you got Israelite, you got elect in all these other Israelite groups as well, man. That's going to come out of there, man. It says, but take ye heed, behold, I have foretold you all things. See that? So the Lord has told the men of the Lord all things is going to happen, man. And that's why I try to put events in the front of my videos to tie with the scriptures, because the Lord told us all these things is going to come, man. Through the Spirit, everything is already happened, man. We wait till it happen in the physical, man, in this realm. So the Lord told us all the things that were going to happen, man. And now we're seeing it come to pass. And you got to visualize these things, like the Apostle Gabar always said. You got to visualize this, man. You got to visualize yourself, you know what I'm saying, being under attack, man. And the Lord you're showing your faith to the Lord. He gets you out of these situations, man. Because there's no point in the Lord saving us if we don't have any trouble. If you lollygagging along and then shit, you just beam up in a chariot, no issues, no nothing, you're not going to have faith in the Lord, man. The Lord is going to show. He we're going to show our faith to the Lord, and the Lord going to get us out of the situation we in, man. Plenty of examples. The men of the Lord through the scriptures was in trouble, and the Lord saved them, man. And now one of them were put to shame. The Lord delivered them, man. So we're gonna come in. We're gonna come into these situations. You know what I'm saying? Like I showed you these videos in the beginning. We're gonna be in situations like that, man. That's the only way the Lord is gonna get us out of it, man. Because the scripture tell you that you're gonna be tried. You're gonna be tried. We're gonna see if you really believe. That's the Lord. That's the Lord gonna come. And that's that. That you know what I'm saying? Like I compared to football, man. That football spirit in the fourth quarter, 3 seconds left in the kicker finna kick. Or, you know, man, you at the goal line, man. You gonna pass it or you gonna run the ball, man. The Lord gonna put you in a situation where He gonna have to show you He's gonna get you out of it, man. But your faith have to be built up to let you know, man, I'm with you. Because the angels are gonna have charge of us. You know, I'm speaking of the elect. The angels are gonna have charge of us, man, to guide us in the way to go. But our faith has to be in this word that we've been taught and believe that the Lord is going to do exactly what He said He's going to do, man. This is Mark 7, and I'm going to just start at verse 14. It says, and when He had called all the people unto Him, He said unto them, hearken unto me, every one of you, and understand. And the Lord spoke to they spoke to the Israelites in parables, man. So everybody wouldn't get it. But listen to this, man. I'm just going to read to 16. Just pay close attention. It says, and when He had called all the people unto Him, He said unto them, hearken unto me, every one of you, and understand. There is nothing from without a man that entereth into him can defile him, but the things which come out of him, those are they that defile the man. And that's speaking of this doctrine, man. Because He spoke to the children of Israel in parables, man. He didn't speak to them plainly. Man. He spoke to them in parables. So He told them it ain't what to go into you, is what come out of you. So if you got the spirit and power, Yahweh by Shem Yahweh on you, it's going to come out of you. If you call the Most High Christ blessed, it's going to come out of you. So the Lord is making these things plain for the men of the Lord, man. If you believe that Nate is the one that's going to lead you out of destruction, continue to follow Nate. If you're going to believe to Apostle Tahar is going to lead you, not saying to believe in him or no shit like that. Don't twist my words. I'm speaking of the doctrine. If you believe that I'll say it again. You believe that you're going to follow Nate, and he's saying that the MOTB, which is the mark, is something other than the mark of the beast. This is a microchip. If he's saying it's something else other than that, then follow him. If you believe and follow the doctrine of Great Millstone, which is led by Apostle Har, is telling us that you know what I'm saying, through the scriptures now, he don't take no glory in nothing. But if you believe the doctrine that he's preaching and telling us that the MOTB is the MOTB is the mark of the beast, then follow him, man. And go along with all the other groups, man. But at the end of the day, it's only one thing it's going to come to. And if you ain't believed it, then you're going to be ashamed in that day. Because the MOT is the mark, man. The RFID chip is the mark, man. It says, verse 16, it says, if any man have ears to hear, let him hear, man. And we're saying it plainly. And it ain't never been sugarcoated to me, and I'm not sugarcoating to you, man. And if you can hear and understand, you can hear and understand, man. Because the Lord told you right here in 14, it says, and when He had called all the people to Him, He said unto them, hearken unto me, every one of you, and understand. See that? The point is to understand. You got to understand what times we're in. Understand the prophecies that we're in. You got to understand the Lord is finna bring this place down, man. The point is you have to understand, man. There is nothing from without a man that entering into him can defile him. See, and I ain't gonna keep going into that, man, about these leaders, but you got the Lord got to put the spirit. You got to pray about it, man. Because I've been following Great Millstone since I pretty much came into the truth. When I heard the name, that's when I instantly said, "This is where I'm going." That was through the spirit. You know what I'm saying? How about Shemal Shai? When I heard them say the name, oh man, that's it. That's what I'm speaking for myself. It says, "But the things which cometh out of him, those are they that defile the man." See that? Somebody speaking in the Lord name, man, Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. That rubs a bad. That rubs a that's bad to me. I ain't gonna even go into too deep, but that's wicked to me, man. If you ain't calling on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, that right there alone, man. If you ain't calling that name and believing, just nah, man. Not Yah, that Yah spirit too, man. Verse 16 it says, if any man have an ears to hear it, let him hear it, man. If you hear it, understand, man, you need to buckle down, man, and follow the right way, man. And I'll say, if you believe in this truth and you sincerely believe, you follow the men of Great Millstone, man, from the apostles, the elders on down. This is Romans 13. I'm going to start at verse 11. It says, and knowing that the time that now it is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe, man. And that's true, man. We seen everything come to pass, man. The Lord is going to return, man. It's not, man. It's close. It's close. It said, the night is far spent and the days is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of the Lord, of the light, Slakia. I was going to say the full armor of the Lord. Verse 13, it says, that's casting off darkness, meaning repenting. You coming back to the Lord, man, to repent. It said, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantingness, not in striving and envy, but put ye on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof, man. So it's a time to repent, man, return to the Lord, man. And have faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man, to the end, man. But I'm in it there, man. Lord willing was edifying. Shalom. Shalom.